Thanks for tuning in to Broken Dolly TV. I am so excited to share a bunch of stuff with you guys, and obviously I can't do it all in one video because it's like a bunch of different topics and it would make the video like 3 hours long. My name is Gypsy. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button so you can join our pretty people crew. In today's video, we're going to talk about my doll, NYKONA, and we're gonna figure out what to do with her because she's a floating head right now. I took the body that she was on to give to a different doll, and I decided that I can't just have her floating around because I like this doll and she's my only shiny sculpt in my collection. So I like to, have her available to put on display when I feel like it. And right now, obviously, she can't. So we're gonna give her a little makeover. I want to give her a new body. This doll is originally a MADAM CJ Walker doll, and I used her body as a donor, so obviously that's why she doesn't have one here. First thing I'm gonna do is find her a body donor. So the body that I'm gonna go for is this one right here. This one originally came on my Super Bowl 59 Barbie doll, which is here on a new made to move body that I gave her instead. So this is the Tori sculpt that came with the Super Bowl dolls this year, which I love. And you can see I did do a couple of adjustments to her face. I gave her some beauty marks and changed her hairstyle a little bit. So that doll back there has given us permission to use her old body for Miss NYKONA. But I'm not gonna just pop her on like we normally do. I am going to actually shave down her neck peg because I want for all of my Barbie bodies that I use as donors to be easy swap bodies. And of course, Mattel has not made the easy swap feature on every skin tone, and I'm not gonna go and buy another doll just to do that. So I show you guys in a tutorial how to do this yourselves. I'm gonna demonstrate for you here what I do real quick. You'll see that it doesn't take any time at all. And then once her neck peg is done, then we can put the new head on, so that way I have the option of popping the body on and off as at will if I want to do another body swap later on. But this body doesn't have any articulation at the ankles, which I like. And she has very limited articulation as far as the rest of her body is concerned. I think at the moment I felt like this was the closest match I could get because this doll's skin tone is very difficult to match. 2 or 3 different options that I was looking at to see, but none of my made to move bodies seemed like the right option for her. And I don't know, my Venus Williams back there, she looks like she could pass for the same skin tone too, but it's just hard to tell sometimes because Mattel likes to make a lot of in-between colors with the skin tone, so who got time to be doing all of this? So here's what I'm using to do this modification. Obviously, I need my doll. I'm using an electric nail file that's supposed to be for your nails, but I can attach these little tips to it to make the sanding part of it, like different grits. Look in my description box if you want to see some links for where you can get a hold of something like this. I need some scissors. If you haven't already done that, you want to clip off the tip, the prongs, because we don't need that. All I'm going to do is shave around this knob and keep just going around and around and around until it gets smaller and smaller, and it's about the same width as this line here where I shaved off the prongs. You want the width of this thing to be about similar to that. And most Barbie doll heads, especially collector dolls, have this small hole, so it should be fine. But just in case, if you have dolls that have slightly bigger holes, then you want to make the peg a little larger. People have concerns about the easy swap neck pegs because they think it's going to make the dolls' necks wobbly over time if you keep taking the heads on and off. But as I'm looking at the mechanism, I'm realizing that technically you wouldn't really have this issue with these because you don't actually have to twist and turn to pop the heads off. You can just pull them off straight. And the problem with the regular neck pegs is that you have to twist and turn the head a lot because they're getting caught in the prongs, and that's what ends up warping the plastic later and making it wobbly and weird. So this actually will probably save you the damage later on if you're someone who does frequent head swaps. But I've done this so many times, I can eyeball it and know that I've done enough. You'll see that these sides are closer to the size of the middle neck prong. The little part that juts out is closer in size. I can go down even smaller than this, but it's not really necessary. When you put the doll's head on, you're going to be tempted when you take it off to twist it and turn it and pull. That's not what you want to do. You want to just pull it like this, just off, and just go straight out instead of pulling it, from all twisting and turning it a bunch of times. So now that I've done this part, now I'm going to mark this body so that I know for future reference when there's a head attached to this body, I'll be able to tell that it was one that I modified. I'm just going to use some regular paint, and I'm going to give her moles on the back of her neck, really small dots. I don't want it to be so high that when her head is moving around, it's going to scrape it off. But I'm just going to mark her neck like this to give myself a signal that this doll has been modified and that her head should be able to pop on and off. So the acrylic paints usually dry really fast, which is why I like to use them. And now we're going to just stick her head back onto the body. And you just do it the same way you would with any of your Barbie Basics Easy Swap head dolls. And now when her head moves around, see, it won't bother the paint. Sometimes when I have a doll, I don't know what kind of body type I want her to have. Sometimes I want it to be curvy, sometimes I want it to be tall, but I don't always know when I look at the doll which body would look good for her. So having the option of being able to pull heads on and off at will makes it so that I can actually test the bodies with the head, and it's not this big hassle trying to get the heads on and off. All right, now let's get her dressed. I think we are done with Miss NYKONA here. Let me tell you what pieces I gave her to give her this little look. So I just wanted to go for a casual everyday style with her. Like I do with most of my dolls, very few of my dolls have like some kind of special look or look like they have some special occasion that they're supposed to be dressed for. So I need her to blend in with everybody else that's on display. I've got her hair tied back in a very simple hairstyle. I just clipped it back with a little hair clip. You can see all her little bouncy little curls are still there. With a doll like this, you do not want to brush the doll's hair. Please, if you have curly hair on your dolls, keep them far, far away from a brush. The way to tame the hair with these kinds of dolls is to wet it and then use your fingers to kind of comb through the hair if you need to detangle them a little bit. If it's really bad, like you thrifted the doll and she needs like a rehab session, then I would say you probably want to boil wash the doll's hair and use a wide tooth comb to slowly detangle the hair from the ends up to the roots. But if you can help it, try not to use a comb because it's going to ruin all of the cute little curls. And the top that she's got on, as well as the bottoms, are from the same fashion pack set that I reviewed in a previous video that I recently uploaded. So if you want to check out the other pieces I have in that set, then watch that video. Otherwise, if you're interested in buying any of the pieces that you see from that set, you might want to check out my Amazon storefront where I have this set along with others linked in a curated list over on Amazon, so you can find them very quickly. You can't see them because these pants come down so long. These pants are really good for tall dolls and curvy dolls, but she is wearing the boots that came with my Ruby Sunday Barbie, and they're like, they go up to here, like past her ankles, but you can't even see them because these pants are so wide leg. They do need to be ironed though. And then the top is like a little crop top turtleneck. Don't ask me how those things go together, but whatever. That's what she's wearing. And she's just got some like random earrings on in silver, along with this little jacket that she's holding. The jacket actually came with my Ruby Sunday doll. I don't know if the jacket fits on any other dolls that are not petite in size. I haven't tried it on any other dolls yet. It probably does, but I mean, I don't know how tight it is. I didn't want her to wear the jacket. I just wanted her to hold it and strike a pose like she is somebody important. So that's what she's doing. And I think it kind of finishes off the look, you know? So what do you guys think of NYKONA's little mini makeover? She was looking a hot mess without a body, just floating around in my collection, and I had to do something with her because I really like this doll. I like to keep her out on display, and I couldn't do that because she didn't have no body. But now I see a little empty spot on the wall, so we'll give her that spot. Take her off the stand. We're gonna bring you over here next to these girls. Yay. My kids were testing me the other day. They were like, Mom, I bet you don't even know the names of your dolls. And I was like, I know most of them. They were like, well, what are these dolls' names? And they literally had me go through like the entire wall of dolls, naming all of them, to quiz me on whether or not I actually memorized their names. I had almost everyone. I think I had 99% of their names memorized, of the ones that I have on display right now. So eat that. I was so proud of myself when I was done. I was like, oh, I know their names, y'all know their names. It makes it easier to remember their names when you actually name them for a reason, like after someone or something, or there's some significance to the name. This one here I named Aurelia after one of my cousins. This one here I named Ariadne after a different doll I had named Ariadne that I sold. I wanted to keep the memory of her in my collection, so I transferred the name over to this doll. This one I named London. I don't know why. This one I named Jayu because she is named after my daughter, Jayu Jackson, and so on and so forth. If you give them names that are, you know, significant, it'll make them a lot easier to remember when you look at the dolls. And if you have any questions about anything you see here, leave it in the comment section. Check out my product links, my Amazon storefront, and my eBay shop if you're looking to see what I'm downsizing from my personal collection. You can find that over there. I'll see you guys in the next one. I'm Gypsy, and you are not. But it's not the end of the world, because we can still have a dolly day.